Multi-vector integration is Kazakhstan's chosen course of development, and the program, Single Market.
There are no simple guidelines that could be used to improve the economy. However, just as with a person, in order to prevent a disease from getting out of hand, preventative treatment is a good tool. Hello, my name is Pavel Koktishev and you are watching Single Market. In today's program, healthcare in the Eurasian Economic Union, the prospects of cooperation. The School of the Market, a prescription for improving the health of the economy from Almaty's pharmaceutical companies. And coming right up, the Navigator report. A single pharmaceutical market, a trend that is promised to be realized as a Eurasian Economic Union-wide project. It will provide unified principles and rules of regulating the circulation of medicinal products that are produced on the territories of the countries of Eurasian integration. What's more, they will have to comply with GXP standards used in the pharmaceutical industry. And this, in the end, will allow medicinal production to gain access to the markets of the integration member countries without the need for additional research and documentation. The main novelty for the pharmaceutical countries will be the unified registry system of medicinal products. For example, a company from Belarus will be able to supply its products to the Russian market without having to get an additional Russian registration of their product. Experts believe that the game is worth the candle. The volume of the pharmaceutical market of the Eurasian Economic Union is evaluated at $360 million, and this market is considered to be one of the fastest growing in the world. At the same time, its special feature is the big share of imported goods. According to statistics, in Kazakhstan it reaches 88%, in Russia 82%, and in Belarus 75%. Another distinguishing feature of the pharmaceutical market of the Eurasian Economic Union, the main share of the manufactured products are generic drugs, the patent protection period of which has already expired, and the production of these types of products does not require big capital investments. At the same time, experts note that the pharmaceutical companies of Kazakhstan and Belarus are the first to benefit from the Eurasian Economic Union's single pharmaceutical market, because they get unimpeded access to Russia's big market, which represents 90% of the CIS market. And of course, we should not forget about the interest of consumers. A single pharmaceutical market will lead to a fall in prices and improvement in the quality of products, which is inevitable with greater competition. That's all from me. My name is Alexander Galiev. Until next time on Single Market.
До встречи в Single Market.
Healthcare, a sphere that is important in every respect. First of all, the population health of an entire country depends on its level of development. Second of all, the products and services offered by the healthcare sector, pharmaceutical products, equipment, medical services, are one of the main components of the economy. And finally, the third factor are the export prospects of competitive goods and medicinal tourism, which today is becoming quite a popular sphere. That is why countries that are integrated into a single economic union, one way or another, have to look for points of intersecting interest in the healthcare sector. Our correspondent brings us the report. Modern medicine is a sphere in which the spirit of partnership gets an additional impulse, and this is understandable. There is nothing more valuable to a person than their health. That is why specialists from various countries often exchange their knowledge, ideas, and tested technologies. Today, Kazakhstan is striving towards implementing the best international practices in healthcare and the most advanced medical practices. Two entities with the national status are considered to be the country's entrance gates for the newest technologies. This is the medical holding in Astana and the National Research Center for Surgery, named after Sizganov in Almaty. They're successfully engaged in not just diagnostics and treatment of patients, but also introduction of innovation in such high-tech spheres of medicine like transplantology, cardio, and neurosurgery. Partnership agreements were concluded between these centers and the leading foreign clinics, producers of medical equipment. One of the examples is the joint work of the National Medical Holding and an American company which produces the newest implants for cardiac surgery. According to the concluded agreement, international clinical trials are conducted at the Center of Cardiac Surgery, which is part of the medical holding. I was implanted a left ventricle. A VAD system was used for my implant. My condition is much better than before. I can breathe and I feel more confident.
знаете, чувствовать себя более уверенным.
Today, within the framework of Eurasian integration, Kazakhstan centers have opportunities for closer cooperation with their colleagues from the countries of the Eurasian Economic Union. For example, with the participation of a renowned Russian professor, Alexei Shakharubo, who works at the Burdenko Institute of Neurosurgery, specialists at the National Medical Holding were able to perfect neurosurgery using the endonasal approach. These are minimally invasive surgeries, practically without incisions. No incisions on either the head or the face. Anatomical cavities are used of the nose and the mouth. Kazakhstan specialists are actively cooperating with their colleagues, not just from Russia, but also Belarus. They also have experience working on a regional level. For example, the Grodno region is in a partnership with 5 regions of Kazakhstan in the spheres of obstetrics and gynecology, and it is ready to apply this experience in other spheres.
И мы намерены заключить дополнительные соглашения еще с целым рядом ваших областей для того, чтобы не просто декларативно мы подчеркивали свою работу.
We intend to conclude additional agreements with quite a number of your regions, so as not to just highlight our work, but to establish contracts and channels of mutual support. We will offer our capabilities in cardiology, cardiac surgery, obstetrics, gynecology, and a whole array of medical fields.
Травматологии и по целому ряду других дисциплин.
By the way, the Grodno region is considered to be on par with the countries of the West in its advancements in the performance of cardiac surgeries, which are considered to be one of the most in demand among patients.
Миллион почти, который находится в Гродненской области, положено 1000 операций.
The average for the Grodno region, with its population of 1 million residents, is 1,000. This year, 1,288 surgeries were performed. This is a standard figure which even slightly exceeds the average of Western Europe. What this demonstrates is accessibility of medical services and use of advanced technologies.
И ее высокотехнологичность.
Specialists from Belarus are quite successful in their advancements in the field of transplantology, which is considered to be one of the most precise surgeries. 5 years ago, they shared their know-how with colleagues from Kazakhstan. The very first liver transplant surgery was performed in Kazakhstan at the Sizganov National Scientific Center of Surgery in Almaty, with the participation of specialists from the Belarusian Republican Research and Practice Center of Organ and Tissue Transplantation. The unique feature of this surgery was that a close relative of the patient was used as a donor. That is why it was important to not just successfully perform the transplantation surgery, but also ensure the well-being of the donor after the surgical intervention. In addition, medical practitioners from Belarus provided consultations to their colleagues from Kazakhstan within the framework of the project for creating a coordination center of transplantology in Almaty. For the work done in Kazakhstan by transplant surgeons from Belarus, the country's Ministry of Healthcare awarded them with medals for the contribution made towards the development of the healthcare sector. We welcome the cooperation between countries and between doctors. We are learning from each other. Learning is the driver of our progress. Today, within the framework of Eurasian integration, the practice of technology transfer gets a new impulse.
Самое главное, мы будем обмениваться технологиями.
The most important thing is that we are going to exchange technologies in order to produce innovative products. Undoubtedly, this will facilitate the strengthening of our ties, and the most important is that we will be working on reaching our goals within the framework of the single economic union.
Вперед к намеченным целям.
In addition to technology transfer and organization of master classes, opportunities for the establishment of closer ties in the sphere of medical education are emerging. We're ready to participate in the preparation of students from Kazakhstan which are set to get diplomas from our university. In addition, we have great opportunities for preparing for postgraduate work. Medical practitioners from different countries come here and undergo clinical training. There's no clear guide on how to make the healthcare sector more effective, but one thing is certain. When healthcare practitioners know and can do more, the quality of their services will also be higher. And as a rule, this happens with the introduction of the best medical practices which emerge through professional exchange. Nadezhda Gorodieva, Dmitry Dvoynev, Oskar Aitkinov, Minsk, Astana, Almaty, exclusively for Single Market. A big share of Kazakhstan's pharmaceutical companies are concentrated in Almaty, and this makes sense. The southern metropolis is the most densely populated city in the country. This is where a lot of scientific research institutions and medical establishments are located. In addition, the city has an advantageous geographic location. It is close to the borders of a number of other countries of Central Asia and China. All this creates a good environment for the concentration of enterprises, the products of which, due to their specificity, are always in demand. 20 years ago, a pharmaceutical corporation, Kelun, was established. Today it has 87 subsidiaries and tens of plants across the world. The youngest one is located in Kazakhstan. The corporation invested $50 million in its establishment, and this is the largest investment project abroad. The suburban zone of Almaty was chosen as the location for the plant. The enterprise Kelun Kazfarm occupies a territory of 19,000 square meters. Its legal status is as a joint enterprise. The construction of the plant commenced in 2013, and a year later the plant already begun its production operations. 2 production lines are used for the manufacturing of pharmaceutical products. The plant uses China's technologies, which are some of the most advanced in Asia, and its production standards meet the international GMP standards. The main products are injection solutions. We produce 23 types of pharmaceutical products. This includes sodium chloride, dextran, ofloxacin, glucose, and others. Almost all the raw materials are imported from China, and here production, pre-packaging, and dispensing takes place. By the way, the packaging materials are produced in Kazakhstan. One of the production lines, which has a production capacity of 100 million products, injection solutions are produced in polypropylene bottles, and the other in glass ampoules. The production capacity of the second production line is 20 million ampoules per year. The enterprise pays special attention to the quality of raw materials that are supplied. In the laboratory, they are checked for acidity and alkalinity. For this, indicators are added to glass tubes filled with 10 millimeters of water. In the process of chemical reaction, the water turns a specific color. Using the results of the analysis, the laboratory specialist determines whether the raw materials can be used for the making of solutions. And only after thorough analysis, they are sent to the department where solutions are prepared. All the products undergo sterilization and visual control. We check the whole product series, usually around 10,000 bottles. We examine the bottles for defects and make sure they are tightly sealed and are of proper form. A large share of products, up to 60% of the entire volume, is exported. That is why the enterprise was included into the list of export-oriented companies. We supply our products to countries of Central Asia and the CIS. At the moment, we are exporting to Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan. The products are currently being registered in Russia. Practically all the specialists of this pharmaceutical plant underwent training in China. In addition, the enterprise signed a memorandum on cooperation with the Kazakh National Medical University, named after Asfidiyarova. Within the framework of the agreement, university students can do a traineeship at the enterprise, get an additional education in China, and a guarantee of future employment opportunities. 280 people work at the plant, 30 of them from China. They're here to train our specialists. The pharmaceutical enterprise ties its new opportunities with the expansion of the geography of its market and increasing its production capacities. These prospects, considering Kazakhstan's membership in the Eurasian Economic Union, are completely realistic, and the enterprise is planning to take advantage of them in the near future. The plans of the pharmaceutical plant include expanding its range of products to 50 types and build 2 more production lines that will be used for the production of capsules and pills. Anar Tastanbekova, Anatoly Valyuevsky, exclusively for Single Market. That's all for today. My name is Pavel Koktishev. Kind reminder, all the episodes of our program are available on www.kazakh-tv.kz. Until next time on Single Market.